Hey everyone, my name is Venelin, and in this video we're going to have a look at how you can use Llama 3, open large language model by Meta, in order to build AI agents team using CrewAI. And if you're not familiar with Llama 3, it is a relatively recent model provided by Meta AI. And in this model, you are actually provided with two different main models. One of those is 8 billion parameter models, and the other one is 70 billion parameters models. Keep in mind that the previous Llama 2 model was actually 7 billion parameters models and then 70 billion parameters models. So even the smaller model currently have 1 billion parameters more compared to the previous one. And in my experience, I've tried this model and it looks that it's performing very well, even the 8 billion parameter models. And the 70 billion parameter models is actually very, very performant compared to what we have previously for open large language models. And you can see that the Meta team has actually shared some evaluations right here, both for the Llama 3 model, they are comparing it to Gemma from Google, and then to the Mistral 7 billion parameter models. And then they're also measuring the large Llama 3 model to Gemini 1.5 Pro and Quad 3 Sonnet. And as you can see, this is pretty much one of the few models that can step up to these large models. The other one, at least in my experience, is only the Mistral model, and the recent one with the 22 billion parameters models per each mixture or each expert. Keep in mind that Llama 3 is not a mixture of experts model, so this is very different compared to what you had with the Mistral models. Having some benchmarks is great, but of course benchmarks can be a bit deceiving when you are actually interested into the performance of open large language models. And for that, I'm pretty much always having a look at the LMC's Chatbot Arena leaderboard. And these are essentially votes provided by humans that are essentially trying to vote of whether or not the responses by a given model are actually alright or they need to be improved. And you can see, at least in this leaderboard, that currently the GPT-4 Turbo is probably the best model that you can get. Then you have Quad 3 Opus. And one important thing right here is that the Llama 370 billion parameter instruct model is actually right here at currently the 6th place. And this is really substantial. Of course, you can see that we have a very small difference compared to Quad 3 Sonnet and BART, but either way, this model is very well performing very well compared to what we have from other open models, and it is very close to some of the best large language models that we currently have. If you want to follow along, there is a complete text tutorial that is available for ML Expert Pro subscribers, and it is within the bootcamp, and then using Llama 3 and custom tools within the agent section. And here you can find the tutorial agents with Llama 3 and custom tools. Here you can find the complete text tutorial along with the link to the Jupyter notebook and all of the explanations and code that you need in order to reproduce the tutorial. So if you want to support my work, please consider subscribing to ML Expert Pro. Thank you. If you have the required hardware to run Llama 3 70 billion parameter model with a good inference time, then probably you should. And for the rest of us, one really good way to run these types of models is to use an API. And in this example, I'm going to be using the Groq.com API. Currently, this API is free. It's going to be paid in the future. But for the purposes of our tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use the Llama 3 70 billion parameter models. So here you can pretty much choose Gemma, then Llama 3 and Mistral models. So you can see that I'm going to be using the Llama 3 70 billion parameter model. And let's see what is the type of speed that we get right here. You can see that pretty much the output speed is insane compared to what you might get, and this is thanks to their LPU inference engine. And you can see that we are getting roughly 310 output tokens per second. So this is extremely fast. And this is one of the reasons why we're going to be using their API in order to build our agents. In order to run everything within the CrewAI, we're going to be needing an additional library compared to the previous video, and this is going to be the LangChain-Groq library, which essentially integrates with the Groq API. And other than that, I'm also installing the CrewAI tools package along with the Go search, since our agents are going to be able to search for more recent news. And then we have a couple of imports. I'm pretty much importing everything from CrewAI and then the tool decorator, since we are going to be able to create our own tools. Then I'm also loading the Go search results tool, and then I'm going to show you how you can essentially use the chat Groq API from the LangChain-Groq package. And here I'm essentially setting the Groq API key. After that, I'm going to go to the tools. In the previous video, I've shown you that how you can use the Go search results tool. And in here, I'm specifying basically that I want the news as a backend. So we're going to be searching just for news. And then I want at most 10 results. And if I run a search, for example, for Bitcoin, you can see that we are getting pretty much all of the available news or more relevant news. And the date on this was 30th of April. And here are a couple of results that we got from the news. So in order to continue with the result, the work for our agents, I'm going to be loading another tool, and this is the tool that one of our agents are going to be asking us what cryptocurrency we're interested in. And this is using the load tools method, and this is loading the human tools, etc. So the other tool that we're going to be building here is going to be the finding of some daily closing prices for various digital currencies. And in this example, I'm going to be building this function that is calling Alpha Vantage API. I'm not really familiar with that API, but I've seen that you can essentially get various closing prices for different currencies, etc. And in this case, we're using the request library in order to get a response for a given cryptocurrency ticker symbol. And here I'm getting essentially the time series or the daily closing prices. And then I just want not closing, but every price. And then I'm just getting the closing price for the day. And this is then converted to a data frame. And the index of that data frame is going to be essentially a date. And I want the price to be a numeric value. So I'm essentially converting the price just in case to a numeric value. And if we look at the result of this function, you can see that these are the prices that we are getting for the daily closing prices again for these cryptocurrencies or for Bitcoin. And then if we convert this into a text, since we're going to be using this as input for our agents, we need to convert this data frame into a text. This is essentially how I'm doing that. I'm just getting the date, converting it, and then adding the price to that. Nothing special about it. Next, I'm going to be building the tool itself that the agents are going to be using. And to do that, you need to use the decorator tool. You need to provide a tool name. I'm naming it just a price tool. Then you're building a function, and this function must essentially return a string. And you need to provide a very good explanation of what is happening within the function, so the agent is going to be able to use this. And here I'm saying that this should get the daily closing price for a given cryptocurrency ticker symbol for the previous 60 days. And this is pretty much using the get daily closing prices along with converting the last 60 results into a text and then outputting this as a string for our agents. The next tool that we're going to be using is the news fetching tool, and this is pretty much a wrapper around the DuckDuckGo search tool. I'm just adding a cryptocurrency as additional information. And yeah, you can see that I'm again using the decorator tool. I'm calling this a search tool, and then I'm essentially providing a very simple documentation or a doc string that this is actually returning some news for a given cryptocurrency ticker symbol. So these essentially are our tools that we're going to be using, one for the news, one for the price, and then one that is going to be asking the customer which cryptocurrency he or she is interested in. After that, we're going to be having a look at what is the large language model that we're going to be using. And in our case, I'm going to be using, once again, Groq API. Here, I'm specifying a temperature of 0 since I want the results to be as reproducible as possible. And then I'm specifying that I want the Llama 3 70 billion parameter models for our responses. And here you can see a sample chain that is using the LangChain library, of course. And in here, I'm going to be asking a simple question. You're experienced machine learning and AI engineer, how to increase inference speeds for a 7 billion parameter large language model. And you can see that we're getting a response for 2.4 seconds. And this is the response. This is quite a large response. And do keep in mind that the LPUs from Groq.com are extremely fast. And as far as I know, they're actually running the models in full 14.16 precision. So this is pretty amazing to get such a fast response compared to everything else. So pretty much it will be a very hard job to even get close to inference of this speed if you are running this through all your own hardware. So the guys at Groq.com are doing amazing job on that. And next, we are going to be having a look at our agents. The first agent is pretty similar to what we had before. Its main task is to ask which cryptocurrency you're interested in. This is pretty much it. I'm passing in the large language model to it. Our second agent is going to be analyzing the news. And here you can see that the task of this agent is to write a one paragraph analysis of the market and make predictions. And I'm also giving it a backstory or a context that he is an expert in analyzing trends based on news, and it has a complete understanding of macroeconomic factors, etc. And after that, I'm also passing in the tool that it is going to be using, and the LLM, of course. Another agent is going to be analyzing just the historical prices of the cryptocurrency of choice. And again, this has a task to write a single paragraph to analyze the market and make a prediction. So essentially, both of the agents are providing analysis, but they're providing analysis using the news only, or then the price only, and they're pretty much otherwise the same analysts. And then we have the report writer or the writer agent, and this one is going to be actually using no tools at all. And its task is going to be essentially to combine the analysis of the prices and the news. Also, this agent is very well versed into the market, and he also understands macro and microeconomical factors. And yeah, this is pretty much the one that is going to be producing the final report. I'm also adding some techniques that he or she is going to be using in order to create a bullet list, and then how to essentially describe the parts of the report that he wants. I want this report to be simple and easy to understand to the common people as well. And after those agents are complete, we are going to be essentially creating a task for each agent. And the first task is to actually ask for the cryptocurrency that the customer is interested in. So the expected output of this is going to be the ticker symbol of this cryptocurrency. Then we have the news analysis, and in here I'm passing in the current date. So when we get the news in themselves, the agent is going to be able to know which is the current date and probably discount some of the older news if there are no relevant anymore. And this one has a context of get cryptocurrency task, since we want this task to know about which cryptocurrency the customer has chosen. Then I have pretty much the same thing for the price analysis. And again, this is the same thing. And then the writer is actually having a context for the news analysis and price analysis. And here, this task is going to be able to create a one paragraph report that summarizes the market and predict the future prices for the cryptocurrency. So this is essentially the report part, and it is providing essentially a link to all of the other tasks. So in order to run through all of this, I'm going to essentially run through all of the agents, all of the tasks right here. I want this process to be sequential. So we're going to be starting with the communication, then price analysis, news analysis, and finally the writer is going to be doing its job. And the manager LLM is going to be, again, the Llama 3 model. So let me walk you through the run of this kickoff or this crew. So when you start this chain, the first thing that you need to be able to do is to get a question. Hello, I'm here to help you with your cryptocurrency research. Which cryptocurrency are you interested in? And then you can specify your cryptocurrency of choice. And then you can see, just to confirm you're interested in Bitcoin, correct? Yeah, and then I specified correct as an input again. So one very important thing compared to what I had with the GPT-4, this time around the Llama 3 model is actually confirming that I'm looking at Bitcoin or the asset that I've chosen. And then you are going to the cryptocurrency customer communicator task output BTC. So this is the output. And then we're going to the news analyst. And then the analyst is actually saying that it wants to get the search tool with the ticker symbol BTC. And here you can see pretty much all of the news that we got. And then this is the response. The current market trend for Bitcoin is bearish. The news suggests that cryptocurrency market has shed nearly 200 billion in market capitulation in the last 24 hours, etc. So this was the output of the news analyst. And then we're going to the price analyst. Again, this is a sequential process. You can try out to do some hierarchical process as well, since you can probably guess that the price analysis and news analysis can be, of course, done in parallel. So we are pretty much getting the same thing for the price analysis. We are getting this very nice response from the API using, again, the price tool and a ticker symbol BTC. Everything is running as expected as well. So you can see that we had the 60 days of historical data for the price. And here is the output. Based on the historical price of Bitcoin over the past 60 days, the market trend appears to be bullish. The price have been fluctuating, but the overall direction is upwards. The recent prices have been consolidating around 64,000 level, indicating a potential breakout. My prediction is that the price of Bitcoin will continue to rise in the short term, potentially breaking out above 65 level. Therefore, my prediction is up. So we have the two different opinions by the two analysts. And then finally, we are going to the cryptocurrency report writer. So this is essentially the final answer. Yeah, and this is the nicely formatted report. I'm going to be having a look at this right here. The cryptocurrency market is experiencing a bearish trend with significant decline in market capitalization, shedding nearly 200 billion in the last 24 hours, etc. Overall, my prediction is up, but with caution, as the market is highly volatile, susceptible to sudden changes. Executive summary: bearish market trend with significant decline in market capitalization. Major players are unloading coins. Prices consolidating around the 64k level. Prediction up, but with caution due to market volatility. Okay, so this is the final report that you get. And I would say that the response from the crew that is using Llama 3 is very nice, very well formatted. I'm not really sure whether or not this has any predictive value. But again, the usage of tools and usage of data to do some data analysis is very well done. So this is it for this video. We've seen how you can use an open large language model such as Llama 3 with CrewAI to build an agents application. We've seen how you can create custom tools for searching news and for getting historical data, and how you can use those tools along with your agents to provide some data analysis over some pretty complex application, I would say, that might require a lot of code to run, but now with agents you can do that with a couple of lines of text and set up your own team of agents. So this is really impressive. Additionally, this is a much more impressive when you can be doing it with just an open large language model. Alongside that, the Groq API was able to provide some very fast inference times, and as a result of that, our agents are very, very fast compared to even GPT-4 Turbo. This is at least my observation thus far. And the performance of our crew or our team is very nice as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, join the Discord channel that I'm going to link down into the description, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.